Hi friends, now we come to the last and fourth part of being online interview ready. Tip number 19, avoid using catchphrase. A catchphrase is an expression used repeatedly. For example, we often make use of, yeah, okay, alright. So avoid using any of these catchphrases because this is going to mar your communication skills and it might even hinder the communications process. Point number 20, plan B or plan C need to be ready. Now, what do we mean by plan B or plan C? And then how many plans are we going to have? Actually, plan A is what you are already prepared for. You might have even practiced much, but then having a plan B or plan C is going to always help. For example, I have planned to appear for the interview using an app known as Zoom. And when it comes to using Zoom, I'm very comfortable using my laptop. But for some or the other reason, there's a technical glitch and now I need to switch on to another local device, which is going to be my smartphone. Fine. So my plan B would be using a smartphone. But what if the app has not already been installed in that particular device? So again, I'm going to take a lot of time to install it because network issues are there, many more things are there, right? So it's better to already install, have a backup in hand in all the local devices that you have or can afford to have, right? Plan C, in a scenario where neither your laptop nor your smartphone, they simply prove of no use to you due to whatever reasons. There's no electricity, your laptop is not completely charged, your phone doesn't have the network, or whatever goes wrong. So when these two devices ditch you, you need to have a plan C, which means that at least if you're not, for whatever reasons, you're not able to make use of the applications, you can always ask them to go for an audio call, right? So an interview using audio, not video call, is going to come handy now. So you need to be well prepared with all these plans. At least you need to have these things in your mind so that if one fails, I can always suggest them to go for the other, or you can at least ask them to excuse you for a couple of minutes for you to be able to use a second device or some other platform. I'm just suggesting, right? God forbid, nothing of this should happen, but then we never know. So a plan B and plan C are going to definitely make the things more convenient for you in case of any technical glitches which happen. So now we are done with the tips and suggestions. Of course not. We still have some more points to cover. Let's see what these more points are. These are few. Number 1, inquire about the online platform to be used in order to get used to it. There's always a probability that you've already mastered or learned using one of the platforms, but then you're not very comfortable using the next platform for whatever reasons. So it's better that in advance you inquire about the online platform and then you get well versed with the usage. Number 2, download the most popular applications like Zoom, Google Hangout, Microsoft Meetings, and many more. So that if one platform ditches at the last moment, you still have a couple of other options ready. As I just suggested, in point number 20, having a plan B or C. Next, install a backup copy of the application or software on a second local device. For example, a smartphone or a laptop, or maybe if you have a desktop also, it's okay if you install it in a desktop too. Charge both the devices well in advance. I do understand that we have all the gadgets, we have all the support system. We would say, no, I have a power bank, I have this, I have that. Electricity is not a problem because I have an inverter, or there's some or the other way through which I'm going to get over all these problems. But still, it's always better to be more cautious, right? So it's advisable again to charge both the devices well in advance. Then check and confirm the time at least 15 minutes before. Now there's a probability that at times when people, though it's a very rare probability, but still I would discuss here, that AM becomes PM and PM becomes AM when the time zones vary. So maybe for example, I was to be interviewed by somebody from abroad, and that person asked me to be ready by 8:30, and I completely forgot because we were discussing, and I completely forgot to ask the person concerned, is it going to be in the morning or the evening? So I was like happy. Why? Because the person said that by tomorrow we are going to get you interviewed. So tomorrow for that person was a couple of hours ahead, and for me it was different. So that created a kind of a confusion. So what I did was I just dropped a message and tried confirming, reassuring that the time is not a problem. So it's always good to check and confirm. If the need is there, then reconfirm the time at least 15 minutes before. Then be and look both natural and confident. Now I do understand that most of you would think that an interview scenario is the one where anyone and everyone, could be the first interview, could be the last interview. Last means another time you are taking this opportunity as an interviewing opportunity, but still you're nervous. We all are. Even I would end up being nervous if I have to face an interview. But see, no matter what happens, it's you who has to perform, right? And for you to perform and for you to win the heart of your interviewers, you will have to have a control over your own nervousness. So for that to happen, I would request you all to try and look as natural, to be, not only look, rather to be as natural and confident as possible. There are tips to being natural, there are tips to being confident, which, if the need be, I am going to discuss in the next couple of videos. For that to happen, you will have to write a comment or a remark or a suggestion, whatever. Next, wait for your turn before you speak. This is very important. Taking appropriate turns and taking turns appropriately, right? These are two different things. So I need to understand when to stop and when to start speaking. That's very essential to ensure that the interviewers do not end up disliking us or our mannerisms. Avoid any kids or pets in the room. I know that most of you would say, of course, we know these things. But you know what happens? At times, in case you have a kid in the family, at times the kid is sleeping near the place where you have already set up the entire thing. And you feel that since the kid is asleep, he or she is not going to get up any soon and is of course not going to create any trouble. But you never know. So it's always better to be doubly sure that the room, remember there was one point in which I did discuss having selected a room which is quiet as well as well lit always serves the purpose. Even another adult in the room might distract or make you nervous. Of course, yes. You may disagree here by thinking that maybe if my friend or my brother, my sister, any of the siblings, or anyone else in the room is there, I might get some help from him or her. He or she might help me out in answering the question well, or maybe he or she is more knowledgeable and is going to Google search the answer quickly for me. But let me tell you, friends, this not always works. Why not? For the only reason that the moment anything of that sort happens, the movement of your eye, the blinking, the whatever movement happens, is going to definitely make even the interviewers realize the fact that there's something wrong, right? That you're taking some help from somewhere, from somebody in the room. Or there could be some other inferences also, which might not go in favor of you getting selected. So I would again ask you not to ever invite any such problem or distraction for no reason. Next, test your devices, built-in speakers. So whatever devices you are going to use, please test the built-in speakers, whether they are rightly configured or not. Then be energetic and enthusiastic about the whole process. If you are very gloomy and boring and monotony is there in your voice and you don't feel good about taking this opportunity as an opportunity to be able to prove yourself, then what will happen? The interviewer or the interviewers are going to lose interest in you. So you need to be energetic, you need to be enthusiastic about the entire process of being interviewed by them. You need to be happy about the process, right? Don't forget to greet the interviewer or interviewers. I do understand that many of us, out of nervousness of course, might go wrong in either greeting them in a very casual way, or we might even end up missing the greeting at all. So in either of the cases, we need to understand that greeting is essential, is a key. So without a greeting, you cannot expect the meeting to happen successfully. Next, you may use sticky notes to organize your documents well. So what are these sticky notes? Those sticky notepads are there, flags. Another name used for sticky notes is a flag. So all those colored sticky notes or flags you can always make use of course, in order to organize your documents in a much better manner. Because when it comes to facing the interview, that too an online interview, you get so panicky, you get so nervous at times that you just do not know what is kept where. Even though you tried arranging everything well in time in advance, but then out of some nervousness or some sheer nervousness, of course, you tend to mix and mess the whole thing. So to avoid that messy situation, it's again advisable for you to be using appropriately again these sticky notes or flags and organize your documents well in advance. And you may even keep some writing tool very handy, so that when it comes to reorganizing things, you can always do that, or copying the questions or copying any key points, any important words, even that can be done. At last, seek blessings from parents and the Almighty to be able to perform your best. I know that there is a possibility that some of you might not be staying with your parents, but in that case, you don't need to only physically seek blessings. You may give them a call just before the interview and tell them that you're going to face the interview and it is going to be a very big day for you. So, of course, their blessings are in any case always with us, but then again, listening to that soothing voice is going to work wonders, and this miracle is going to happen just the way you want it to happen, right? So it's always good and it always goes in our favor if we seek blessings from our parents. If possible, of course, you may call one of your gurus or teachers or faculty members whom you are really close to, or you think that is going to motivate you or give you a good advice. Few tips, a couple of tips before taking the interview, online interview. And of course, remembering the Almighty always helps. It always enables us to put forth the best that we can offer. So these were some of the points that I thought of sharing with you all, and hopefully these tips and suggestions prove helpful in making you a confident interviewee, a candidate who finally gets selected. So do share your comments below, and whatever I could offer, I had already offered. So I at last wish you good luck, and I even thank you for your patience. And this is me, Dr. Preeti Tiwari, signing off. Thanks a lot. Stay